Well, it's very meaningful to me because it's been my life work, and it's very important because I really believe in the mission of the industry, and that's really what has driven me over the last 37 years in this industry. So I'm very humbled actually by the recognition of NBJ. I think because probably, or at least what I assume is because of the support of the industry that we've given over the years, both myself and Now Foods, the organization that I work with, and also the dedication to the health food stores, which are the core customer, the core base really of our industry, and really what I feel makes this industry great. The health food retailers that are in the aisle every day, supporting customers, empowering them to lead healthier lives, and really changing lives one life at a time. Actually, I came out of this industry, or came to this industry, I believe, because of God's purpose and plan. Really, I believe that God has a purpose and plan for all of us. And for me, it was all about being part of this wonderful mission. Frankly, before I came to this industry, I was a junk food junkie. I used to eat at McDonald's. And of course, that was 37 years ago when I was only 20. Actually, I was older than that. But that's how I came to it. Basically, was I saw the opportunity, and for me, it was a business opportunity at first. I really felt like it was a growing segment and something that would really take off. I thought it was the trend of the future, but really had no commitment to it. And over the years, really, it's changed my life. It's changed the life of my family, and because I've experienced the personal benefits of being dedicated to this mission and seeing how it impacts my life. It's really changed me 100%. So nowadays I can call myself a dedicated health food person and someone who believes in what I'm doing and hopefully walks the talk as well. I think it's a very healthy industry in the sense that it's growing. We're creating jobs. You know, we're a part of the solution to the healthcare crisis. I think that's something that makes our industry stand out, and because of that, I think our industry is very attractive to outside industries as well, and we've seen more outsiders, if you will, come into the industry, which can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing if it changes the core values of our industry. And that's my concern probably going forward, is just that, and that's where I would speak to the next generation of leaders in this industry by saying, let's stay true to our mission, and let's remember that it's really about the consumer. It's not about serving our own interests, and it's also about providing choices, wellness choices for people, so that they can be empowered to lead a healthier life. If we continue to do that, we'll continue to be successful as a industry. If we fail to do that, we will not succeed. You know, going back to what I said before about focusing on the consumer and making sure that we stay true to our mission, I think that that's really key to this issue as well about supplements and foods, because so many times in the industry, you know, we're divided between the food guys and the supplement guys, and sometimes we don't always agree on approaches because we have different agendas and different interests. And it shows up at our trade shows too. You know, sometimes you'll have a lot of people at a food show, and then you'll have supplement guys at a supplement show, and the twain doesn't meet. And I think it's important that we unite as an industry, both foods and supplements, because of the fact that when you look at it from the standpoint of the consumer's coming into health food stores looking for both, because they use foods and they use supplements as part of their overall nutrition program. And if we don't recognize that as an industry and unite and join forces with the food guys as well as supplement guys, I think that it's important that we show a united front to the consumer so that we can serve that consumer better. So at Now Foods, what we're doing is that we're actually going back to our roots, which was foods, and that's why we're called Now Foods, because I can tell you that when we first started, we didn't sell dietary supplements, we sold foods. We migrated into supplements because of the fact that our core customers, the health food stores, sold supplements as well as foods. And over time, we started to become more known as a vitamin company than a food company. So now we're trying to change that by becoming more important to the consumer by providing them with good, healthy, natural and organic natural foods. So that's the shift that is happening at Now Foods right now. We're focusing more on foods. Doesn't mean that we're going to give up the supplement sector. In fact, we're number one in market share in the dietary supplement sector within SPINS. But obviously we're not there in food, so that's something that we're really focusing on. And again, it gets back to the consumer, because that's what's important to the consumer. And I think as long as we stay true to what the customers want, we will be successful in this industry. I think there's some of that, and I think obviously there's a difference in consumers as well. You can't really stereotype the consumer that walks into the health food store. But I will say that I think that in general there is a trend toward people wanting natural and wanting organic, and as a result, they're they're trying to get as many of their nutritional needs met through foods as possible. And I think there is a trend toward that as opposed to supplements. It doesn't mean that the supplement category is going to suffer as a result of that. It just means that I think the greater growth is going to come through foods. And that's what we're seeing. So it's a great opportunity actually for the industry to recognize that, and for dietary supplement companies to work more with food companies in terms of bridging that gap, especially from the standpoint of the consumer. I think both trends can succeed, but I think the more that we can work together in terms of serving the consumer as an industry, it's going to be to our benefit. Because right now we're kind of going off in two different directions, with the food people having one agenda and the dietary supplement companies have their own agenda. And granted, there is some very distinctive differences that we have to recognize, but I think more and more we need to unite as an industry and try to work together to serve that customer better. And I think there's ways that we can do that. One way is to join forces at trade conferences like this and trade shows, so that we do dialogue and that we find ways that we can work together.